Hi, my name's Colin Peevely,
And I'm Josh Alexander.
and this is the Out of Place podcast.
Together, we travel the country to bring you to a new destination with each episode.
From current events to crazy stories, we discuss just about anything and everything.
So follow along with each episode as we continue to be out of place. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Out of Place podcast. Today, it is a beautiful 70 degrees, and this is our Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, so we are recording this ahead of schedule on the same day as the last episode. So, yeah, because we got Thanksgiving stuff to do.
Yeah, so we won't be able to record there, but we still got a lot of tech inside news that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, so we decided we wanted to be out here for like our fall-themed episode, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out this is like one of the windiest days of the year.
Oh, it's really bad.
So we went into the woods, and it's mostly better. There's less wind blowing on ourselves, so the sound is going to be a little bit better, but the trees are loud.
Yeah.
And hopefully none of them fall on us. But if they do, we will still post it.
Exactly. If we survive. Anyway, tech today. If for those who don't know, the Out of Place podcast, Colin and I travel to a different location and talk about the tech world, inside news, and such. Would you like to go first or me, sir?
I hear you got some good stuff for me, so I want to hear it.
Today, I have been spending a lot of time researching an action camera. Because we've used GoPros for like 100 years, right?
Yeah, and we have used and abused them, put them on top of my head, and spun them around.
So, in terms of head weight, would you like a smaller alternative that has magnets?
A smaller alternative was like, but then you said magnets. And now
Welcome.
I'm interested,
All
because
right.
I like magnets.
Today, I want to talk about the DJI Action 2.
Okay.
This is what it looks like. It's two
Ooh.
individual modules that are connected to each other as such. It has the ability to do 4K at up to 120 FPS. And basically how it works is that this little unit, so you have the option to buy the itty bitty little camera at the top, and it has 32 gigs of internal storage.
That's pretty good.
And it mirrors right to your phone. So pretty much, it's just this small little unit, has its own battery and everything. But then you can add modules to it. So like you can have a little display module or a battery module, which gives it more microphones,
that's cool.
a flip screen, an SD reader, micro SD reader, and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty wicked little device, and there are some good and bad things to it. One of the best things, though, is that you can use magnets. So if you want to get the actual camera itself with the camera and the little battery pack SD, because there are two modules. There's a battery pack and an SD combo, and then there's a screen and an SD combo with extra microphones. It has a little flip screen. Anyway, $399 for the camera and the body, compared to the new GoPro, which is $499.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty competitive. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie. And that's like objectively has cooler features.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, so like newer features. I think they're cooler features, but
Yeah.
some people might just think they're
Also,
newer features.
they are small. Like they're
Really?
they're like this big around, and you can just go clunk and plunk it on
that's
anything.
handy.
Yeah, so you can literally just keep it in your pocket. It's actually light enough where if you put a magnet behind the inside of your shirt, you can just put
You
it
can
on your
hang
shirt.
it on your
You
shirt.
can hang it on your shirt, and it doesn't
Now
like droop or
that's-
anything.
Now that's a thing, because like we had the hat mount.
Yeah.
You remember the hat mount.
The hat mount.
Insert.
You would
well,
like to tell.
I don't know if we have a picture, but insert if we have picture hat mount here.
I hope so. I don't know if we will.
We have a hat mount for the GoPro, and we've used it a few times, mostly strapping it on my head and then,
then
me
you-
rock climbing.
Yeah, which has always been fun.
Yeah. I've gotten some nauseating little shots.
You've scared a lot of friends and family.
Yeah.
But anyway, that leads me to my next thing, which is talking about the new GoPro Hero 10, which it's just the Hero 10 in my opinion. They have had some better increases. You can now do 5.3K at up to 60 frames a second,
That's
which is
pretty
really good.
neat.
4K 120. You can do 2.7K at 240, which I believe you can do something similar with the Action. I didn't get that spec, but anyway. It's pretty much the same deal as the Hero 9, except for that little boost. You just get the same stuff, and it's around it's $500 without the GoPro subscription. Which with GoPros, I always argue that if you don't need the extra 30 frames per second at 5.3K, get the $399 GoPro Hero 9, which can do 5.3K at 30 FPS. So it's like, is it worth an extra $100? It's the same camera, same screen, same lens, extra $100. You just get a little more resolution and then some better hyper smooth stuff.
I honestly think that GoPros are just overhyped.
Yeah.
I think that's where most of the price comes from. They know that they have a large enough following and hype around them that they can boost the prices up, not necessarily to be the best price available, but the best price for them.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, understandable. They're a business. They got to make money, but it is nice to see that there are some people trying to compete with them at a lower or comparable price.
Yeah.
Because I think that GoPros are pretty overhyped and not as good as they can be, and haven't done as much configuration on their new devices for it to really be that different from their last generations.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's pretty much all I got here. Some other things about the DJI Action that's pretty cool. It has a wider field of view than the GoPro, which is pretty impressive. Also, the stabilization, I would argue, is pretty much the same, but it cannot handle wind well on just the base unit. But the screen, like the little screen adapter you can buy for an extra $100, actually has like a ton of really high quality microphones built into it.
Really?
And it sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Huh.
It's actually, in my opinion, it sounds better than the Wireless Go, the Rode little microphone I used to use. But anyway, that was just my observations. But that's pretty much all I got to report on for that this week.
All right. I got a few things.
Alrighty.
And then I got a few questions.
Oh.
But we'll work our way down the list.
Bugs are attacking me.
Framework laptop.
Oh, God.
Don't know if you've ever heard of this. We've certainly never talked about Framework laptop before.
What's going on with Framework?
Do you know anything about Framework?
Nothing.
Nothing at all, right? So,
what's going on with Framework?
I found a really cool project.
Oh?
By Elevated Systems.
Okay.
Do you know about the Raspberry Pi 400?
I know about the Raspberry Pi. I don't know about
the Raspberry Pi 400 is the Raspberry Pi 4
put
into a keyboard.
Oh.
So it's a computer and a keyboard. Kind of like the old Commodore computers.
Yeah, I know what you're
But,
talking about.
a little bit more modern. Now, what Elevated Systems has done, and shout out to their channel, he's great. He does some great things. And this, I think, was super cool. He took the main board from the Framework laptop, and he put it in a keyboard. He built a special housing for it, and at first he wasn't going to make it into a keyboard, but he just decided, from a comment from a viewer, to make it into a keyboard. And so he's just got the full Framework laptop
in a keyboard.
And he's still got some ironing out to do, but he's hoping to update it soon to have like a better version of it. But I think that could be a big selling point on the Framework laptop, is the fact that you can buy that separate mainboard and just make it into whatever you want.
So basically you can have a modular computer and you can retrofit into any case.
And I think it's really neat because that just opens up the possibility of you not having to buy the laptop. You just have to buy the parts for it.
And then if you want to just get the laptop case, then you just get the laptop case.
I mean, you can. I don't know. I don't know what that would benefit for you, but you could.
There you go.
But what I think is interesting about it, and this is the thing that kind of set off alarms for me, being like, oh, this could be cool, is the fact that you could, in theory, maybe not have a keyboard computer, because that is a little hard to implement.
Yeah.
But you could make a mini portable desktop.
Yeah.
Just kind of a big block style that you can just slip in your backpack, and you just take it out into any monitor. You could maybe even have a portable monitor.
That would be
cool. Could maybe even make it so that you can just like have this big like video playback suite.
Yeah.
For just random things.
It's like a portable, I don't want to say projector, but like a portable media player.
Yeah. Like a media station even.
A movie station.
Yeah, it could be cool.
You put 100 movies on it and just plug it into someone's TV.
Well, think about it. You could
Netflix on the go.
And not even that, you also have the 250 gigabyte storage expansion card for the Framework. You just put your movies onto that,
Pop it in.
You're good to go. So my next thing is also about elevated systems, because I watched a lot of his videos recently. But he was doing a test for Linux on Framework.
Yeah.
And I think it was a pretty valuable experiment.
Okay.
So what he found out of all of them is that the two best ones, well, I'm not going to say that he explicitly said this, but from the data, I'm going to say that the two best ones are Manjaro and Fedora.
Okay.
Workstation. And the difference between the two is that Fedora worked on the Framework laptop out of the box with all the accessories, fingerprint reader, and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but Manjaro didn't, and the only thing it really failed on was the fingerprint reader.
Okay.
But you can still edit the, like a little, kind of like a plug-in for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can make the fingerprint reader work, and you get around, like, a third more performance on Manjaro.
Oh.
So, I'm thinking we may see a lot more Linux Framework laptops.
I mean, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. And I think that, like, obviously it's not meant for Linux. I mean, they're not saying don't use Linux. Like, I'm pretty sure most of the Framework team it would be like, oh yeah, Linux is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it is a Windows laptop through and through.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of what they have to market it towards, just to get sales going and make it more appealing to the majority of their consumer space. But I think it could be cool. And I think Manjaro also might catch up and just implement fingerprint readers, like, just natively.
We'll just have to wait and see.
I think it would
haven't
be
heard anything
cool.
through, but I think it would be really cool as well.
Because I do love me some Linux.
Oh, I know you do.
And
there was one point where you tried to convert every computer in the office to Linux.
And I have succeeded, so.
You weren't touching mine.
But I've had some time away from Linux to reflect.
You have. You've been in Mac.
And I've realized that there are some pluses and minuses of Linux for sure. And I don't know if you've watched any of the LTT videos.
Mm-mm.
I think there's just one right now. Well, as of filming right now, there's just one out. But they're doing a challenge on trying to use Linux as their normal operating system on their, like, normal computer. Not their work computer, because obviously they got to get stuff done. Not to say that you can't do that on Linux.
And there you go. That's all you got to take from it.
Not to say you can't do that on Linux, just like you have to set everything up.
Yeah, no,
they would just disrupt their whole workflow and everything.
And especially when you have a system going for so long where you have everyone working.
Yeah, but imagine your home normal gaming computer kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're doing that. They're trying out Linux. They both are trying out different versions of Linux.
Are we going to be doing that?
We could do that, but at the same time, I think we can take it a step further.
What's your idea?
I think we can try doing that, but with just a bunch of different versions.
Okay.
So, let's bring it back to you guys. Would you like to see a video series where we just try a bunch of Linux distributions and just kind of give our ratings on them? Which one works best?
We just have a tier list.
Yeah.
We use all of them for a week, and then we have the Linux tier list.
Well, not even that. We can do a video per one, give it in depth, and then at the end, review what we've learned. I think that could be cool, but I would like to have some asterisks with that.
Okay.
I think we should do it not for people who really know Linux.
For just people who don't know.
For just normal people who want to use a computer. Maybe more advanced.
People who use computer.
Boom. maybe more of an advanced user.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of editing. Maybe not editing, but a bit of terminal work.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
We'll try it. We'll see obviously.
We'll see what you guys think. But yeah, would you be down for that?
Yeah.
You would be down for that?
I would.
So, no, I don't think we should convert our normal computer. Well, we definitely shouldn't convert our MacBooks to Linux. But
we need to go to the computer store in Indiana.
Oh my!
I found a computer store on Indiana on Facebook Marketplace, and they have just a bunch of really old PCs, and they want $5 for them. And I want to go, and I want to ball out. I want to buy 85 Windows 98 machines, and that's what we're gonna do.
I think we should do it. But I think it should be separate.
Yeah, I agree.
But
we'll scrounge up some old laptops.
I have an old laptop.
Chuck some Linux on them.
I already got an old laptop.
I can find one.
If you can find
They're
a
not that
laptop,
hard.
or do we want to do desktops?
We could. Big thing is I want to try to use it in a mobile environment.
Okay,
Maybe
cool.
that's
We'll do
what
laptops.
we should do. We should do like one of us does like one in a desktop and one in like a mobile, and then we switch or something like that.
All right.
That could be interesting.
I can take the laptop because I've got a touchscreen laptop, and that is one thing
And
that
then
some
we'll
don't
just-
have support for.
We'll just use like that Optiplex we have at the office and just like
Yeah, we can.
shove Linux onto it.
Yeah.
I'd honestly argue they run better on Linux. Than
They do
Windows.
run better. I mean, Linux just runs better, like, period, pretty much.
Yeah.
I do like my Mac OS, though.
Oh gosh.
I don't
yeah.
like Windows, but I do like my Mac OS.
No. What are your
Windows
thoughts
is
on
just a necessity.
What are your thoughts on Windows 11 right now? There's been a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of ugly.
So I got multiple things. My multiple things on Windows 11 is Windows 10 was supposed to be the end of the versions. That was supposed to be like the last version of Windows you'll ever need. That was their big marketing point, and they didn't
and then
stick
they said,
to it.
Actually.
Yeah, they didn't stick to it. So I
let's scratch that.
I find that annoying.
It is
The fact that you have to switch to Windows 11, the fact that Windows 11 won't run on most of the computers that are running Windows 10 right now.
Yeah.
That's a big
That's a big
I
oof.
do not like that. I think that's a big drawback. It's showing a little bit of performance boost, but honestly,
Is it
it's
worth
so,
like not being able to use your computer?
Yeah, like right now Windows 11, I wouldn't
Yeah.
use it. But maybe in the future if it got better, I get a new computer, I'd consider it. But at the same time, I'm still kind of mad at them because I
Yeah.
like Windows 10. They have implemented a few changes that I do like. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be switching to Windows 11 because I can't. And I think that's really the big point there,
Yeah.
is that a lot of people aren't going to be switching to Windows 11 because they can't. And I think that's going to maybe be a big hit for Microsoft.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get the computer sales that they think they're going to get. I mean, a lot of people are updating their systems, but there's a lot of people that are still using older systems.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
And when Windows 10 basically expires, I'm probably just going to use Linux. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Round trip.
You've just confirmed it.
But I'll use Windows 10 as long as I can.
yeah.
But the only thing I really use Windows for
The
is
secret is not using Windows.
I mean, that really is the secret. To be
Mac.
honest, the only thing I use Windows for is playing games.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
really
even
it.
play games anymore.
Yeah.
Besides like Age of Empires, but I can do that on my Mac.
And
That's one thing I'm mad at. They made Age of Empires 4 a Microsoft exclusive, and I can't play it. I'm really upset.
This is going to be a callback, even though we haven't played or we haven't recorded the previous episode yet.
Which we're doing
But
after this.
here's a
one.
callback to the previous episode. I mean, that is really the big thing about gaming, is that you can really, your really only option is Windows, and that's
Yeah.
what really sucks.
That does
He doesn't
suck
know what
a
I'm
lot.
talking about right now because he doesn't know
Well,
my,
no,
my point.
I do understand a lot the concept of that because I grew up with a
Yeah.
Mac.
Well,
Like,
I'm just
I
saying,
went on the Steam library and there was like nothing. I could play like Kerbal Space Program and then like Ark.
yeah, but
And
that is
that's
that
it.
is the previous episode.
Okay.
That's what it's
So
going to be focused on.
future past me will understand,
Yes,
but present future me doesn't.
correct. But yeah, that is the thing that sucks, is that you kind of are forced to use Windows to game
Yeah.
for the most part. But hopefully that changes,
I
and
want
hopefully
to.
soon, and hopefully the things I talk about in the last episode that hasn't happened yet will come true, and everything will be better.
You know what? There we go. Closing thoughts for today's episode.
Um,
Thanksgiving episode. Also, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This will come out after Thanksgiving. But
Yeah.
I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving and Black Friday.
Yeah, and I hope that all of you guys are eating good food and hopefully not getting sick
And getting the framework laptop.
and getting the frame.
No.
No, but honestly, I think what we've discussed here today is the fact that some progress is not good progress.
I would agree.
Yeah,
That
I think
is
that's
the main
kind of the
theme with GoPro and Windows and
some progress just isn't good progress. Sometimes it takes a new up and comer to do something better.
that's what
And-
DJI had done in my opinion.
And that is what Linux will hopefully do in the future.
Well, we'll just wait and see. But anyway, that has been this episode of the Out of Place podcast. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Josh Alexander.
My name's Colin Piefler.
And we will see you next time. Thank you.
Goodbye.